Too bright. Too bright. Sorry. Hello everyone, how you doing? My name is Tommy Magnanat. Today I have my forbidden Druid with me and I'm going to give you a long-term review about the bike. So first things first, I have owned this bike for 11 months and I have ridden the bike mostly in Northern Ireland, where we could say the weather isn't the best. It's mostly wet and miserable, so the bike has seen a lot of mud. As well, I have taken the bike to Spain, where it's been the complete opposite, bone dry, super rocky, super rough. When it comes to the trails, the bike has been taken to bike parks, natural trails, trail centres, so the bike has seen quite a bit. It's seen pretty much a bit of everything. Before buying a bike and spending a certain amount of money, we all consider a few things, as is the bike going to suit my riding style? Will it be good enough for the money? Is it going to be reliable? Am I going to have to be fixing it most of the time? Starting by the first question, will this bike fit or suit my riding style? In this case, the Forbidden Druid comes with a high pivot and a rearward axle path, which makes the bike a little bit different. You might be wondering what the high pivot does for you on the trail. Well, for me the easiest way to explain this to you is saying if you have ever snapped the chain on your full suspension bike in the middle of the trail and you kept riding down the hill without a chain, there is a big chance that you felt that the suspension was very active, the rear wheel was striking the ground very well, and that there was no feedback coming from the chain onto your feet. So that is the way I would say the high pivot feels on the bike. When it comes to the rearward axle path, the bike is doing is under a compression, the rear triangle is going away from the front triangle of the bike, which means that under a big compression the bike is eventually becoming a little bit longer. How does this feel? What does it mean? Well, imagine that you are going to bottom out or there is a big compression on the trail. I would feel that the bike, because it's becoming longer and more stable, it's not going to whack you off the back, or when you bottom out it's not going to kick you off the line. You're not going to come out. The bike is very planted, very stable and stays on the line all the time. Something interesting about this bike is that Forbidden recommend running 35% slack on the rear shaft, which for most bikes there's a big chance that it's probably quite soft. In this case, the frame is very progressive, means that with a 35% sag you have a very nice small bump sensitivity, and when you're getting closer to big compressions and you're going to bottom out, the frame ramps up a lot and then you don't bottom out so easily. Something I did as well to make the bike make me feel a little bit more comfortable is I put a medium volume spacer on the shock. So still with the same sag, the bike sits a little bit higher on the travel, there is more mid-stroke support, and then when it comes to bottoming out, there is more resistance. So to answer the first question, if you're looking for a bike that can do pretty much a bit of everything, is very good at climbing, very aggressive when it comes to descending, and it's very poppy but still planted, this could be the ticket. Second question, is the bike worth that amount of money? Is it going to be good enough? Is it good value? Well, if you're going to spend 5 or 6 grand on a bike, there's a big chance that you're going to sell it second hand after, and there are things that you want to look for. If you have a bike that the paint isn't very good, you don't want to sell a second hand bike all scrapped. It means that you're not going to get a lot of money for it. In this case, after a year, the bike is in pretty good condition, the paint is nailed. So, other question, is the bike going to be good enough? Is it going to be reliable? Will I have to be fixing it all the time? From my experience, after nearly a year of riding the bike, mostly in rough trails, done a bit of racing on it, I had a couple of crashes on it, I can tell you the bike didn't develop any play, any creaks, especially in carbon fiber frames. No creaks, no loud noises, nothing special that I had to worry about. To be honest, apart from servicing the bike every now and then to keep it running smooth, I didn't have any issues with it. Something else I would point out is if you like to keep your bike running sweet, running smooth all the time, and you have the time and the knowledge to service the bike yourself, having a bike that is quite easy to service or having a bike that is a pain in the backside to service can be something that is annoying sometimes. In this case, by the look of it you would think, well, that is not very easy to service. Well, you're really right, to be honest. It takes no time to get this serviced. Bearings are super easy to pop in and out. The hardware is brilliant, and so far it hasn't developed any play or creaks on the bike, so that's 10 out of 10. And the last question, is the bike good value? Is it worth the money? Well, there are many bikes on the same price range of these, and from my point of view, if you're getting a bike where it's easy to service, is reliable, we're gonna say it's nice looking too, you have different colors, and something very important for me is you can customize the bike to suit your riding style. In this case, now it's very common getting to the mullet setup. The Forbidden Druid comes with what you can get is the sticker link. It's a little linkage that you can put on the frame, and that allows you to run a mullet. Most bikes in the same price range don't come with this. You have to be playing with offset bushings or trying to figure out what works. In this case, you can try. You have the option, and I think if you're paying a certain amount of money for this bike, it's great being able to change, try things, develop your feelings and see what you like. So why not? I think that's a good point. Something that I would put on the list when I'm going to buy a bike as well is I have to find the right balance for me. I can't have a bike that is light as a feather and perfect for climbing as a cross-country bike, or that is going to be super aggressive and planted as a downhill bike. So when you have to balance, you have to think, well, what am I going to be doing most? Or what do I enjoy? What do I want to do with this bike? What is the purpose? In this case, I think the balance on the Forbidden Druid is pretty dialed. You have a bike that is brilliant for pedaling, and when it comes to going down the hill, it's pretty aggressive. In my opinion, a lot more aggressive than what the numbers show. I have ridden other bikes that take 150, 130 or 150 front and back, and they've been nowhere as comfortable as this bike. So, you might be wondering after all this talking, is the bike worth? Well, from my point of view, it is. If you have the chance of trying, or you would like to try, why not get in touch with some Forbidden Druid, go out for a spin, try the bike and see what you think. If you have any other questions or anything that I haven't mentioned on this video, and anything that you would like to know about the bike, just leave it on the comments below and then I'll answer for you. Hope you enjoyed these, and stay tuned for more videos. If there's any specific content you would like to see, let me know and I'll see you in the next one.